Welcome back to the FlipNerd.com REI Classroom, where experts from across the real estate investing industry teach you quick lessons to take your business to the next level. And now, let's meet today's expert host.
Hi, I'm attorney Bill Bronchick, an instructor at FlipNerd.com. And in this video series, we're going to explore partnerships, joint ventures, and syndications, all different types of partnership investing. All right, in this discussion, we're going to go over the syndication, which is a much bigger project as a partnership than simply a joint venture or general partnership or LLC with two partners or two members.
This REI Classroom real estate lesson is sponsored by theinvestormachine.com, FlipNerd's private investor coaching program and your blueprint to investing success.
When you're dealing in syndication, typically what happens is you'll form an LLC or a limited partnership where you're either, if it's an LLC, you'd be the managing member. If it's a limited partnership, you'd be the general partner. And then the limited partners, or the non-managing members in the case of an LLC, would be passive investors. No control, no say-so, except for maybe some minor voting of X, Y, and Z rules. But for the most part, it's geared towards control and decision-making in favor of the syndicator. Now, this would be pretty common in a commercial project where millions of dollars are needed for a down payment. So you have a $15 million project, you need a $6 million down payment, and you can't raise that on your own. So you sell membership interests, non-managing membership interests, to other investors who will become your partners in the LLC or limited partnership. The challenge with this, a lot of people don't realize, is this falls within securities regulations. What does that mean? Securities as in stock market securities? Yes. Stock, Google stock, that's a security. A bond is a security instrument. But also, by definition, any investment in which the person putting up the money expecting a profit is not going to be managing the investment or procuring the profits. Okay? So that's pretty broad. That's a very broad definition. Clearly, if you're going to have an LLC and then have 5 passive partners putting up money and you're the managing member, that those interests you're selling in the LLC would be considered securities. Now, what does that mean? Well, all kinds of paperwork, rules, regulations, federal, state. There are many exemptions where you can get away with not having to deal in the securities realm. You have what's called an exemption. Now, just from the front, if you bring in, it could be 1 partner or 20 partners, it's still a security. If you only have 1 or 2 partners, the easiest way to get out of it being a security is to make them involved. Because by definition, a security is a passive investment, whereas a partnership is everybody's a manager, everybody makes decisions. You could be the head honcho manager, but you can also put together maybe a board of directors or a board of managers with the other investors so that they're involved and you have meetings. That would take it out of securities regulations entirely. But if you're within the securities realm, then there are exemptions. First, you understand you have to find a federal exemption and then a state exemption in the states you're dealing in. So let's say you're dealing in New Jersey. You form the LLC in New Jersey to buy a property in New Jersey, and all the investors you're soliciting are in New Jersey. Well, the SEC rules wouldn't even apply because it's wholly intra within a state. So you have to find an exemption under the New Jersey rules. But as soon as you step across state lines and solicit someone in, let's say, Pennsylvania, then you have to deal with SEC regulations and deal with an exemption there. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty and the technical things of securities regulations, but just a couple of things you have to keep in mind. In most cases, you cannot publicly solicit investors. That means email blasts, radio, TV, standing in front of a group of 20 people at a business meeting. Those are all public offerings. You can't do public solicitation unless all of the people that you're soliciting and eventually become members of your company are what we call accredited investors. I'm not going to get into the definition of it, but let's suffice it to say that's a rich sophisticated person. So not someone who's got 40 grand. Okay, so if you're going to sell small interests like 30, 40 grand at a clip, you're definitely dealing with securities, and you're definitely dealing in the realm of most likely non-accredited investors, so you can't do bulk soliciting. You have to go within your realm of friends and family and business associates. You have to have an operating agreement for the LLC, and this one's going to be much different than, say, this one between A and B. It's going to favor you much more. It's going to make it very difficult for them to fire you as a manager and so forth. But you have a very high fiduciary responsibility to your investors, and you want to make sure you disclose all of the risks up front in writing, and we call that writing a private placement memorandum, or PPM, or offering memorandum. And that's something an attorney does that is anywhere between 50 and 200 pages of disclosures, disclaimers, and all kinds of legal jargon, so people don't come back later when the deal goes bad and say, he didn't tell me that could happen, or she didn't tell me that could happen. And if they're right, then you can get sued for securities fraud. And that sounds really bad, but it just means you didn't disclose something that was material to the risks of the investment. Okay, so to sum it up, we've got the joint venture, one-shot deals. We have the general partnership, which can be done under an LLC, or just two people, two entities, under a general partnership agreement. Then we have the syndication, which is usually done under a manager-managed limited liability company. The bottom line is no matter which one you go, make sure you've got something really good in writing between the parties. It makes it so much easier when everyone understands what their rights, their roles, and their responsibilities are up front. So there's no, well, I thought you meant, and I thought you said, and didn't you say this, and digging through emails. Put it in writing. This is Bill Bronchick. I hope you've enjoyed this discussion of partnerships, joint ventures, and syndications.
Are you looking to change your life through real estate investing? If you're interested in either getting started or taking your business to the next level, please check out FlipNerd's private program at theinvestormachine.com. This is the most robust real estate investor coaching, networking, and mastermind on the planet, and designed for your success. If you're ready to roll up your sleeves, ready to take personal responsibility for your own success, and ready to dive into a world-class instructional coaching program that provides you step-by-step instruction to help you achieve financial freedom, then you should apply today. Spaces are limited, and candidates are only considered after an application and interview process. Our 12-month investor program is unparalleled. Think you might be a fit? Learn more today at theinvestormachine.com. Please note, the views and opinions expressed by the individuals in this program do not necessarily reflect those of FlipNerd.com or any of its partners, advertisers, or affiliates. Please consult professionals before making any investment or tax decisions, as real estate investing can be risky. Are you a member yet of FlipNerd.com, the hottest real estate investing social community online? If not, you can join for free in less than 30 seconds and get access to hundreds of off-market deals, vendors in your market to help you in your business. And you can start networking with thousands of other investors just like you. Get your free account now at FlipNerd.com. Please check out the FlipNerd family of real estate investing shows, where you can access hundreds of expert interviews, quick tips, and lessons from leaders across the real estate investing industry. They're available at FlipNerd.com/shows, or simply search for FlipNerd in the iTunes Store.